Okay, so I got this problem. I know, dude. I know you're probably like, dude, obviously, you know. But this is like a good one, sort of. And it's business related, and I think it'll help you end up selling more stuff because as a result of this problem, I like kind of figured out this way to like sell more stuff through this weird branding method that's pretty easy and is cheap. So, yay, I'll walk you through it in this video and maybe you can try it and maybe it'll work awesome for you. I hope it does. That'd be great. Now, full disclosure, I have something weird going on with this contact, so I like keep doing this during the video. I don't want to edit it out. I don't have like a nervous tick or something. There's a contact issue. Anyway, about this weird problem. So I have this software. Love it. It's called ojoy.ai. Shameless plug number one. Let's see how many I can do during this video. And I built it for me, first of all. It helps you like write copy by getting ideas that are like stuck in your head, and eliminating writer's block. So it like extracts your ideas for you. It's really cool. You should try it. You can get a free trial here. Anyway, we started like releasing it to the public for real, and somewhere around like late February. And by mid March, we had hit the maximum amount of money we were allowed to spend every month. So Ojoy is all this custom stuff. It's like all this like custom things is trained on my work over the past 25 years. We trained it on all my teachings and all of my content and copy and everything. And then we use Anthropic to power it. So we like customize all like I did it. I didn't do anything. Okay, I have a developer who's an actual intelligent person. I just do words and stuff like this. This is the typing. Anyway, so it's powered by Anthropic. So we get this, like developer account with Anthropic and everything. And right in the middle of March, I logged in and they're like, okay, you are only allowed to spend this much money with us within a 30-day period, and you're like 14 minutes away from hitting your limit. And I was like, oh my God, So I emailed them. You can't just call them on the phone. And I emailed them, and I was like, dude, please take our money, And I submitted the form on the webpage and everything. And I swear to God, I was the most obnoxious, horrible person ever. I think I did it like 15 times in a 7-hour period because people use this thing every day, and if like we can't keep paying them, it'll stop working. And I didn't want our users to be disappointed. So they got back to me like 24 hours later, and they're like, "Oh, sorry, dude. It just takes a while because a lot of people want to use our stuff, and good problem to have, I suppose." So I was like, okay, cool. Can we give you more money? And they're like, yeah, you can give us unlimited money. And I was like, yay, but you can't use it an unlimited amount. I'm like, well, what should I do? And they're like, well, don't add a bunch of users. I'm like, I'm a marketer, for God's sake. Like you're telling me not to sell like the thing that people like and I'm super proud of. And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay. Because if I did, then it would hit the rate limit and people would like get error messages and stuff. And I don't want that because they'll think that the software sucks, and it doesn't. It's just like we're limited by how much we can use it. So I'm like, all right, man, I won't. And they're like, yeah, just like go like kind of slow until we're able to give you more access to this thing. So I'm like, fine. So if you're on my email list or whatever, and you'll probably notice that like I'm not really selling anything at the moment. I'll just like, in fact, the whole way I promote this is ridiculous, is someone will come here, or they will see like one of my social posts like this, and this is what ultimately is leading me to show you something cool, by the way. I just want to give you the backstory. They'll come over here, and they'll see a social post like this, for example. I just made this one yesterday, in fact, and they'll like leave a comment, and then my automated stuff will say, hey, here's the lead magnet you asked for, and then the lead magnet promotes Ojoy. And so they'll get on there, and then if they don't immediately use it, which most of them don't, I've created, because most people don't buy stuff the first time they see the page, it's normal. I've created like 10 different content pages like this. So this isn't the sales page. Like this is a replay page of a webinar I did that shows people how to use it. And I've got like 10 of these. So I've got like this email sequence. So I never am able to go to my database and be like, go get this thing now. It's awesome. which as an internet marketing person is driving me freaking crazy, dude, because that's, it's like what we do as marketing people. We tell people to go buy stuff. However, there is a silver lining because I think I've accidentally stumbled over something that's kind of awesome. So here's what's working really, really well. Number one is I make posts like this on social. They're free. Just like, hey, here's like some content. So it's all this is like actual usable content. I use ojoy.ai. Bing. That's like the third little disguised sales pitch right there. I'm using ojoy.ai to help me write these posts. And it's just content. There's no selfies. There's no videos. I'm not trying to look cool or anything. This is a picture of an ad I'm referencing. And then I'm like, right here, hey, I got this little framework thingy. If you want it, let me know on my automated thing. We'll send it to you. That's pretty cool. Huzzah. Here's what that looks like, by the way. It's like got a gazillion videos and stuff in there, and people can have it for free. And all of these videos demonstrate how to use Ojoy. So, win-win, right? Like they get cool stuff, and then like some folks click from over here, and they end up signing up for the software. But still, dude, like I want more of them, but I have to like only get a couple, like not a couple per day, but I can't just go add 1,000 people this week or something, which is, as a marketing person, you want to be able to go like crazy and market the ever living hell out of your stuff, but I literally can't because we'll break it because we haven't been able to like get our rate limit increased yet. What a wonderful position, by the way, for Anthropic to be in. Like, good for them. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much demand for their stuff because it's so freaking good that you have to wait in line to pay them more money. So what a world we live in. Anyway, so I was like, all right, what do I do? I can't email my list constantly and be like, go use Ojoy, because if they do, I'll break it. I have to only get like X amount of people per day max. So I started testing this little method out. And this is really something that goes back to, where's this post thingy here? It goes back to this actual ad right here. So this ad is an advertorial ad. This is one of the first pieces of content marketing I think that was ever made. It was written by a dude named Louis Engle, E-N-G-L-E, back in like the 40s or something. And it ended up over time, his campaigns brought in 3 million leads for Merrill Lynch, which is like, good God. Because it's so crazy because the ads were all content like this and they didn't sell anything. It was just like, if you want to maybe talk about giving us some money, write to us at our address here. So like, this is the whole call to action. So someone had to get up, and like go whatever the hell you did in 1948, you know what I mean? Like walk to the post office probably and buy a stamp and, mail the thing to these dudes. And 3 million people did that. This worked so well that people actually wrote them and thanked them for the ad because it was like so valuable. So I was like, man, okay, maybe I'll just, instead of running like regular ads, I'll just try to make a lot of content like this. And I did, and it worked. And then I came across this website called Icon. All right. And this is the weirdest landing. I mean, I guess this thing converts, but it sure is a confusing landing page. Maybe I'm easily confused. I don't know. But anyway, I signed up for this thing. And I was like, all right, the heck with it, I'll give it a shot. And it started making ads for me. And instead of doing like the AI videos and stuff, I was like, okay, what if I take like little image ads, kind of like this one, where'd it go? This thing, but instead of like writing a ton of content, because I didn't want to just write a gazillion ads with lots of content, even though I could, but it was like, all right, I'm going to be lazy. I was like, what if I take like image ads and kind of view them as banner ads almost on social, So I did, and this is kind of wacky, all right? So granted, this is super boring, most likely for people that aren't into running ads and stuff, but if you're like a marketing person that wants to just get every possible amount of return for your ad spend as possible, you might like it. And I know I just said possible twice. So here's what I'm doing, all right? This is the one to really pay attention to. I think I started running these on the 3rd of May, and today's the 22nd. So it's this guy right here. Now, check this out. All right. Each one of these ad sets in this campaign, all I'm doing is I'm retargeting people in the United States between, let's see, between the ages of, where are we? Almost forgot. 35 and 52. Just randomly pulled those ages out of the air. I figured these are people who will probably are like serious and interested in, doing business and stuff. Ojoy is not even expensive. It's a free trial. But still, I was like, okay, let's be, pretty granular in our targeting. And I'm just retargeting people who have watched some of my videos about AI in the past 10 days, or they have like engaged with my stuff in the past 7 days. So the audience size right here is pretty small, all right? So every one of these ad sets, they're all targeting the exact same audience, all right? And there's 25 of these things in here. And the way this little method works, and this is so freaking cool, is that you can set it up to where somebody sees this ad, they can't see it again for another 7 days. So Facebook will show them this ad instead. And if they see this one, they can't see it for another 7 days. So I've got 25 of these things. And these are what the ads look like, by the way. These are ads that were made by Icon. Here, let me select them all. There we go. And they're pretty like basic. They all say the same thing. This works. And then it's just got like a picture and then, try it for free. See for yourself. And what I'm doing with this, and the reason I think this is working, is I'm making sure that every single ad shows ojoy.ai in it. All right. So I don't really care if they click it. I just want them to see Ojoy AI is good. And I want it to be in the front of their mind. And here's why. And I'll ask you this as like a personal question, but not too personal and weird. Did you click on an ad for ChatGPT when you signed up for it? Or did you just hear about ChatGPT and sign up for it? Probably the latter, right? Like I've never seen ChatGPT run ads or anything. So I was like, okay, well, I want to get the word out about this thing, but I don't want to like go crazy with ads. So I'm just going to do this little branding play. So again, like here's, what they look like. Like here's another one. It's just the logo, right? So again, I'm just like showing people the ads. And this is what's cool. It's not a normal Facebook ad. This is called a reach ad, all right? So if I come over here to the campaign level, I've set this thing up. The campaign objective is awareness, and at the ad set level, and all of the ad sets are the same, all right? At the ad set level, it's set to maximize the reach of ads. Reach ads are super freaking cheap because you're not using Facebook's algorithm at all. It's just showing the ad to people in your market. That's it. That's why I've got it such like super narrow targeting right here. It's only showing it to people who have like interacted with my stuff and therefore behaviorally indicated interest in this. So each one of these ads are the same, and I don't even they're not the same. They're targeting different people, and I'm not even trying to make them cool. I'm just using that icon.com service. I'm not an affiliate for them or anything. And I just had it, it just makes you like a gazillion different ads. And I'm just like, all right, let's just put it up there. And all I care about is that they're seeing that logo all the time. So check this out, all right? This thing right here, if I come back and I look at, let's just look at, I don't know, the past 7 days here. Can we do that? Yeah. Is that 7? No. Sorry, it's not quite 7. This is 7. All right, so there we go. Math is not an exact science, okay? Everybody knows that. All right, so we look at the past 7 days. We can see I've spent $1,200. Okay, cool. Now, some people click on the ads, and I'm spending $3.39 on average per click. And it's not like I've gotten a ton of visitors from that. And I don't really care, although those are really cheap clicks for that kind of targeting. Again, I'm targeting like a tiny audience of 17,000 people. But here's where it gets wacky, all right, keep in mind, $1,200, all right? Look at this. Watch this. Famous redneck last words, by the way. Hey, y'all, watch this. If I switch over here to the delivery view, I can see that for $1,200, 12,000 people saw 12 different ads of mine each. All right. So 12,000 people have seen 12 out of these 25 different ads. Each person has seen this. That's what this means right here. So if you're in my retargeting audience, in the past 7 days, you have seen 12 of these suckers, which is insane. So 12,000 people saw my ads 12 different times. And because of the way this works, they're not seeing the same ad over and over again. They're seeing a different version of it. And all of them, and this is the key factor, all of them have, let's see, what's this one look like? All of them have ojoy.ai in there. All right. So all I care about is someone who has behaviorally indicated that they're interested in AI copywriting. All I care about is that they just see ojoy.ai like over and over again. So how do I know if they're interested in AI copywriting? Well, funny you should ask. Okay, so the other half of this thing is the top of the funnel. All right, like I don't have a huge, following on Facebook or whatever. I'll make organic posts, and like this one that we did this morning, I think is when it came out. This one got a strangely high amount of reach. I'm not running this as an ad, but they don't all do. This one just happened to work really well. So how do I get this stuff in front of people, and how do I know who's interested in AI or not, Well, look at this, all right, as they say. Let me switch my views here for you first. So now I'm going to change the stats to video view stats right here. All right, so this campaign is showing these ads. There are 3 different ads, and it just kind of randomly chooses whichever one, So any of these 3. It shows them to this audience, all right? Now, it's an engagement objective, and the engagement type is I'm going for video views here, which, again, is like super cheap, okay? And I have it set up where they can only see this once every 7 days, which ultimately probably makes it cost more money, but I'm trying not to like drive them nuts. And these guys are total freaking strangers, okay? So the audience that I'm showing it to is people in the U.S. between the ages of 35 and 50. I know I'm being ageist. I'm almost 53, so, younger than me, but I'm like, this demographic probably is going to be more likely to actually spend money than someone who's, 19 or someone who's like 68 years old and just bored and for whatever reason watching my stuff. Probably like so they can feel better about their own physical condition, going, I might be like old, but at least I'm not in this terrible shape. But this guy, good Lord, someone needs to call him a doctor. Hey, my Keith Richards lifestyle has served me well. I'm going to stick with it. Anyway, enough of the medical advice. So people in the U.S., age 35 to 50, and they have to like AI and they have to like copywriting. So that's a small audience. Only, let's just round it up to 280,000 people. So the way the funnel works, funnel being in terms of an ad perspective, is it works like this, all right? I showed this thing to strangers, okay? And these are like 2-minute ads. And the way I gauge whether or not they're working is how much it costs to get someone to watch 100% of it. So, it's about 36 cents on average for the past 7 days. I'll take it. I'm not spending a ton of money because I don't need to. I target people who have watched a through play of it and who have watched 25% of it. So again, you'll notice that retargeting audience is only like 17,000 people. So I'm targeting these guys, and I'm also targeting people in the US between that age range who have interacted with posts like this one. And I try to make one of these like every day or whatever. I'm not that great at staying consistent, but still, I use Ojoy sales pitch number 4, I think, right there. A little classic sneaking in the old sales pitch, huh? I use ojoy.ai to help me write this content. And, I just make these posts. And I try to get one out every day, but I don't always. So that's how I'm building the retargeting audience. And that doesn't really cost me much. So all in all, the whole advertising method's pretty damn cheap, and it's been working really well. And the way I know that it's been working is because most of my traffic and new customers, these are new customers. This is just for the past however many days, 3 days. Most of my traffic and customers are coming from people directly typing in ojoy.ai. I think that's number 5 now. We should take a shot every time I say it. Every time I subtly pitch ojoy.ai, take another shot there. So I think that's 7 shots now that you're into. Don't drive, okay? Don't, just stay home, chill out, don't text, all right? Put the phone down. Ojoy.ai, you got to take another shot now. You might want to get some food because we still have some more to go. All right, so people are typing it in or they're Googling it. And so that's what these stats mean. These are either direct people going in there or they're like seeing it and Googling it for whatever reason. And these 2 traffic sources are giving me the most new users as well. So like, I was like, this is pretty much the same thing. It's like old school branding. Like before we did direct response online and stuff, like people would just run newspaper ads just like this dude right here. Where'd he go? Just like my man. Wow, I hit the wrong thing. Oh well, this. Just like my man Louis Engel, like just branding done in newspaper ads or magazine ads where you see the logo over and over again, or TV ads. You know, you can't really click on a TV ad. You just end up typing it in. And it's actually working really well, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. It's working so well that I've decided just not to run regular ads anymore because it's like, this is so much more fun, and it's kind of like good karma. And the reason I say that is because all this stuff that like I'm giving away is educational. Like, for example, where are we? I started testing it on YouTube, and I made my first YouTube video about Ojoy on February 28th, and it did well. A lot of people watched it, and I made my second one on March 7th, and it did well, and a lot of people watched it. And then like my view count started going down, and I was like, that's not that great. Then again, I don't know what I'm doing on YouTube, so I'm not surprised. I don't know how to game the YouTube system. I'm not a YouTube guru or anything, but it was like, when I released these 2 videos, I noticed that we got a whole lot of users. And I was like, wait a minute, there's a connection here. So I decided to start running videos as ads. And the first thing I tested was this, where you can take a video, and just like choose this one, for example. And let's say, oh, you don't do the video. You come over here, like you're in YouTube, and it's kind of like boosting a post. You can run what's called a promotion. And I tested this. And you're basically like, you'll click new promotion, you choose a video, you hit next, and then it just like, you're able to show it to people. There's no real targeting. So I tried that, and man, as soon as I tried that, my whole YouTube reach just went completely down the toilet in terms of me getting real views from real people, because I didn't realize that most people don't watch randomly non-targeted YouTube ads. So I was like, okay, well, still, what if I use the same principle that I did on Facebook, but I do it on YouTube anyway? So I just started doing this, and this is it's working exceptionally well. So check this out. Where do we go? Okay, get back over here. I started running ads to people who specifically search for the term AI copywriting, and I'm showing them this video. Now, this video right here is purely educational. All right, like this is a 22-minute video, and I'm just teaching stuff. There's no pitch. I didn't make it to be a pitch. I was like, all right, YouTube. I'm going to make a YouTube video. Yay. So it just demonstrates, here's how you use Ojoy, and shows all the cool stuff about it. So I was like, all right, I'm going to run this thing as an ad, and I'm going to show it to people who specifically search for AI copywriting, because you can do that on the YouTube. However, instead of running it, where are we? I'm trying to get over back to my channel. There we go. Okay. Instead of running it as a usual, like the kind that you skip, the in-stream ad, I tested those and those worked okay. But instead I was like, all right, what if I just run it as an in-feed ad? So an in-feed ad, and I'll go ahead and pull this one up, it's different. Instead of like showing up in the middle of the video you're trying to watch and like interrupting you. You just see it like this, like you're browsing your phone, you'll see this thing and, you know, you watch the video. Or if you're on your computer, you'll see it, you know, by the rest of your videos and stuff. Or if you're on your Apple TV, you'll see it up there, which I saw it on mine last night and I was like, no way, I'm on TV. So it's like not as intrusive. They're a little bit more expensive to run. But my theory is, and I'm like, you know, 2 days into testing this particular theory, so we'll see. My theory is that the view time of these videos will be much higher than the ones that interrupt people while they're trying to watch cat videos or whatever. And as a result, hopefully, my organic video reach will be like fixed. That's a theory. Who knows? But it's pretty dang cheap. And it's a great way to like laser target in on your perfect audience without having to spend a bunch of money. Not spending a lot of money. It's working. I'm getting like all these customers and it's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty neat because it's easy. You don't have to like stress out about your, you know, tracking as much and all of that. It's like, am I getting people coming? Are they buying stuff? Are they buying more stuff than they did if I wasn't doing this? And the answer is yes. The big trick for folks who are still watching is this, all right? Let's see. Everything starts with super targeted, all right? So the top of funnel for these ads on Facebook and on the YouTube is extremely targeted. On Facebook, it's people who like AI, and they like copywriting. They have to have both of those interests, and they're in the US, and they're between whatever it was, 35 and 53. So it's super targeted, all right? So like we don't want to be retargeting random people. We don't want to be, you know, spending money on just anybody. So these folks are like the most likely, in my opinion, to be interested in OJoy.ai. Take a shot. Okay. Now, for YouTube, the very top of the funnel, so to speak, are people that are in the US, same age group, top 30% income earners, or maybe it's top 20, I forgot. All right. And they have to have done a search for AI copywriting. They have to have actually done a search for that term. So this is the top right here. This is like the foundation. So if you're just starting or whatever and you want to like build a brand, but you don't have followers, but you've got, $50 a day or something that you're willing to spend, test this method out because it's working and you want to get your stuff seen by the right people. And the ones I'm retargeting are the people who watched this. Okay. So only folks that I'm retargeting are people who are organically watching my stuff, but are also meeting these criteria of being in the US and being in this age range. And they watched this. So it's 2 little simple buckets. That's it. And so far, so good. People are remembering OJoy.ai, take another shot. They're typing it in. They're signing up. They're sticking. They're good. Normally, I would be going bonkers and like scaling this stuff out. But I can't yet because we haven't gotten our rate limits increased. And I don't want to provide a bad experience for my current users. I don't want them to hit any errors and have to wait. So I'm just going to chill and do it this laid back way until I am free to not be laid back. And hopefully that'll be soon. Either way, everything's cool. All right. Thanks for watching my stuff. I hope you found this helpful. I know it was like kind of a bit long, but whatever. What are you going to do? Watch cat videos or something? They are pretty entertaining, so can't blame you. Okay. It's not on that monitor thingy. There it is. Okay. Take it easy, man.